So what's up, everybody? It's me. Come on. Put some stank on it. That'll do. True Star Screamer. And today we are looking at the G.I. Joe Cobra Snow Serpent figure. This just arrived to me yesterday from Big Bad Toy Store, but I had to do the whole figure action podcast, you know, so bros before toys, I guess. I don't know, bros before reviews? Yeah, anyway. This is pretty neat. It's a mixed bag. It's definitely, I mean, it's a Cobra Trooper, which is awesome. As you see, the box here is looking great. I gotta get this down in under 40 seconds or else Sony will have an aneurysm. Where you see all his gear, and he has a lot of gear. Artwork is great. There's Snow Job in the corner, and I just got my notice saying that Snow Job has shipped from Hasbro. QR code right here. He is number 93. And here's our breakdown of all his gear, which he's got a lot, and normally I'm not gonna want to say too much gear, but I think he's got too much stuff, and we'll kind of talk about that in a second. But enough about the box. Let's talk about the figure himself. And here is the Snow Serpent out of the box with me trying to put all his gear on him. Obviously I can't put the snowboard and the snowshoes on, but yeah, this guy comes with a lot of stuff, and I don't think I'm ever going to fully laden him out in any display, so I'm going to have a lot of extra gear from now on. Big caution if you decide to do this type of setup. This makes him incredibly back heavy. Like, you can see he's teetering on the snowshoes. I tried doing a basic A stance, he fell. So he just can't support being completely loaded. Know that. But figured you guys would want to see him like this. There he goes. So let's strip him down. We'll talk about what he has, what type of figure he is, and, you know, is he worth for the collection? First of all, sorry if you hear these dogs in the background. They just do not shut up. Second, let me know if you like this setup. I'm just trying something a little different. I don't know. I mean, the backdrops are cool. I love making them. I like using them. And if you prefer me using them, that's what the comments are for. But just figured, especially with him being an all-white unit, it might pop a little more with the black fabric. Though I can see all the cat hair back here. I digress. Here's the guy here. Here's the Snow Serpent. Figure itself has got some really cool sculpting to it. The pants are awesome. I love the leg holsters here, especially after handling those stirrups that the female troopers had and some of the other guys have. This is just a really you don't have to worry about them bugging through, you know, causing any kind of hindrance. Knee joints are pretty tight, not gonna lie. Yeah, but they do move. You can actually almost hear those ratchets going. The sculpt, yeah, it's got some really unique things. The fur, yeah, he's got fur on the shoulder, fur on around his neck, fur on his shoulders. Again, awesome sculpting on here. I could probably run black dry brush on there to bring it out, but I think it pops pretty well. And then I guess he's got fur gauntlets or fur gloves, which would explain, I guess, why it's only on his shoulders and not on his arms, but on the gloves themselves. So it's on the back of his hand, it's on the wrist area. It's not any kind of swivel, so this is, I guess, a veneer over an arm socket. These hands are both on the vertical hinges, but because of how these gauntlets are designed, you really can't use them. They block the hinge. His body, got the waist here. I believe this has got a ball and socket joint, very similar to Bazooka, which I do like that. Due to the pouch here on the front, he has pretty much no forward ab crunch, though he does have a little bit. He does have his back ab crunch just fine. Butterfly joint, seems mostly unhindered, so that's always good. The neck is on the double barbell, and it is using the smaller peg, which that saddens me. I was really enjoying them having the same pegs as Marvel Legends, just so I could do the head swaps a lot. So, takes all the fun out of it. His legs, there's something off on him, because when I try to put him in a regular stance, even without any gear on, he wants to fall back. It's almost like the ankles were not calibrated right. He's just off balance in the back, and that really annoys me. Peg hole for a backpack. This chest harness here is absolutely fine. Not removable due to the collar, which is glued down. And I do like, again, the hip holsters. Does have the thigh swivel. Nothing is hindered. Except in the drop, well, maybe the drop down hip is slightly hindered. Slightly. But back pockets, everything pretty much looks good on him. I really like the helmet, mask, goggles, which we're going to talk about that in a second, actually. Because let's talk about his accessories. So let's talk about all his gear he comes with. Weapons-wise, he comes with 2 pistols, which fits great in, perfect for these side holsters, which I think is exactly what the Valkyries should have had, because this makes sense for quick draws, as opposed to that one that was off on the hip. Hey, there's that top heaviness again. Has a machine pistol with removable clip and scope, hole for the for weapon effect, and a rifle with undercarriage grenade launcher, removable clip, and 2 holes for effects. These are probably looking really familiar because all this is these are the same weapons that came with the Cobra Valkyrie. All this and a knife. Here's the thing. Nowhere on his body does this guy have a knife hole, a place to store the knife. I kind of fudged it when I did the whole picture with the gear of wedging it under here, but there is no official place for him to have it. There is no knife sheath for him. I think they just said literally copy and paste for the weapons assortment. Kind of dumb, because also, well, you'll see in a second here. We got more to talk about. This is the exact same backpack that Bazooka has, and this is the same bazooka Bazooka has, which is cool. I find it funny that they're all getting the weapons from the same source. One guy is playing both sides. I do like how they are painted differently, a little more of an Arctic theme. That is very cool. But again, there is no place for these guns to be held. One of the things I've always liked with the Classified is with most of the figures, I could have them have all their gear on them at once. Can't do that with this guy. It was kind of like, was it Kamakura that had that problem? Not problem, but had that as well. That criticism. There we go, that's the right word. Backpack goes on here. And I think it looks proper for him. I mean, again, one of my criticisms with Bazooka was he had no small arms, but even just a shoulder strap or something. Finally, he has his, not finally, but next we have his snowshoes. These pagan, pretty cool. I would have liked some way for them to be held together, or even pegs put on here so I could have put them on the sides. Just a way for him to have his snowshoes. We've got his snowboard, which I think is a very fun effect. I do like how it's got the camouflage on the bottom, the Snow Serpent logo on the underside. I believe that's the Snow Serpent logo. And of course our Cobra symbol on here. And again, pegs in. Pretty decent. Get in there. See, this is where I would like to have some alternate hands so I can have him do like a hand plant or something. And he stands pretty decent in this. So this works well as a display stand. Again, I don't have any of his backpacks on him. I did, by the way, these are very shallow pins on there. Next we come to the cool part. We've got the wolf pelt cloak. Very well painted. They didn't have to, but they did do 2 shades of paint. I also like how there's a hole here for the backpack to go on there. Very nice touch. This is stuff like this makes me smile, and stuff like this is why the Classified series is a step above. Except for that whole throws his weight off thing. We've got the wolf head. I like how this just fits over his head just fine. And it's going to be a very awkward moment if he runs into Snake Eyes and Timber is missing. Last is the most redundant accessory here. I mean, this was almost as bad as the Cobra Viper having goggles, because the guy has goggles right here, and we get a second set of goggles. I mean, don't get me wrong, they fit on him fine, and they look very cool on him. I think it absolutely makes this look good, but then I would have wanted to have like a transparent piece here of just seeing his eyes, or not even have just have his eyes showing here like a regular Cobra Trooper, and then we have our goggles to go over the mask, which has a very clean look. And then, of course, as you saw at the beginning of the video, you can easily just fit everything on him. Bada boom, bada bing. Just like that. This is probably the nicest wolf pelt I have seen from any Hasbro figure. I wonder how this would look on Spirit. Well, especially with his braids down the side. But again, when you put that on there, you can just see it. He just wants to tilt backwards. I know why they made this guy. Well, I mean, obviously it's the standing trooper, but I mean, why we released it. This guy was obviously released to be a foil for Snow Job, much like the Cobra eels are for Torpedo. I wasn't able to get any of the eels, but I've heard mixed reviews on them. I will say this is probably a better made figure than the eels. But the thought and love are here. I see the vision. It's just the execution just is not quite there. If you're building a Cobra army, you're probably going to want this guy there. If you are casual to the Classified line, I would say don't beat yourself up for this guy. It's a specialty trooper, much like the eel is. This is not going to be someone that Duke is going to be punching in the face as he raids the Terror Dome type of thing. But I mean, there's actually not many photo opportunities for this guy, which has me thinking, why did I buy 2? Because I'm a fool like that. I like the accessories that they gave him. You know, they're unique. The snowboard is really cool. The snowshoes are pretty neat. The wolf pelt is absolutely fantastic. I don't want to say it was worth a price of admission for the wolf pelt, because this guy's kind of a deluxe figure. This guy was not cheap. You know, this is more than your normal $25 one, because you get so much stuff. This, though, was well done. I'm going to give the kudos where they're deserved. I like the holsters. I like most of the gear selection. I don't think we needed all the gear. I don't think he needed the goggles, or if he didn't, I don't think he should have put goggles on the helmet. I don't think we needed all the weapons, because he can't hold all the weapons. I would have lived without the machine pistol and the dagger, because there's no place to put them. I can kind of at least justify the rifle. You know, he has the rifle, uses it, runs out of ammo, and then pulls out the pistols. And then he's got the bazooka when he's, you know, trying to snipe somebody from above. I'm good with all that. The balance in the ankles does kind of bug me, because I can't get him standing unless I've got him on the snowboard, and I can't have him fully geared up without him falling backwards. Conversely, though, it's a cool figure. It is a cool troop. They pulled this unique design very well. The main build of it is solid. I don't feel like the arms are popping off when I move them around. The knees are a little tight, but they're serviceable. Elbows work fine, and I'm a little annoyed with the wrists. I don't know. I give this guy a B+. a B plus. You know, this is not the figure of the year. This is not the figure of the line. This is not the, but this is also nowhere near Falcon. You know, on a range from Falcon to Storm Shadow, this guy is well in the middle on there. I think you're getting everything that you're paying for, but yeah, just with the sheer amount of stuff. But if you're on the fence on it, I would say pass on it, on that. But as always, this is where the comment section comes for. What are your thoughts? Did you buy him? Did you? Are you feeling satisfied with your purchase? Are you on the fence? Is this helping you spend money or save money? Let me know if you like this backdrop look too. I mean, like I said, I can easily pull out the dioramas really quick. I thought that was I just wanted to have a little bit of a change up. I do not think I am going to do photography for this guy, because that's the other thing. He does not feel that photogenic, especially with him not being able to hold a pose that well. It's kind of... it takes the fun out of it. I guess, yeah, that's the thing. This is not a fun figure. It's a figure. It's a troop. It will look good if you're doing the complete Cobra army, but it's not a fun piece. There we go. That's the thoughts I was trying to go with. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And as always, until next time, take care. Peace.